We're joined by Dr. Trevor Theroulde, who is the FIVB Regional Coordinator for this section of the world. Trevor, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Ryan, so much for having me.
So this is a very important time for Trinidad and Tobago volleyball. Yes, we're going through a pandemic, but you're busy sort of laying out the path for the future of Trinidad and Tobago volleyball post-pandemic. Tell me about it.
Well, we are looking at, I'm the chairperson also of the National Technical Commission. So we are looking to develop more of a sustainable model so we could have volleyball running effectively after the virus, the situation with the virus is sorted out. So we are trying to put our national coaches in place. We're trying to select elite athletes at all levels, from the youth program, junior programs, all the way up to seniors. So as soon as we are in a situation where we could start or commence the programs, we could just hit the ground running. So right now, the COVID-19 virus has created a situation where we are trying to be very creative and innovative with our training methods and modules. But still, at one point in time, we'll have to get back to some sort of normalcy. So we have to be prepared, and this is what we are trying to do right now together with other members of the Trinidad and Tobago Volleyball Federation.
You mentioned about the new coaching staff and strategy. Tell me a little bit about what will go into selecting those new coaches.
Well, we are looking at coaches that can really relate to players effectively and efficiently. One of the problems we have had in the past is that we had players who are playing professionally, and we have coaches who are coaching at a part-time level because they had other jobs. So it did not work well, because we need our coaches to be at a high level. So when the players return to Trinidad and Tobago, the standard of training will be almost the same as their international professional clubs. So one of the things we are looking at is really analyzing the type of coaches we have and looking at ways that we could really train those coaches to be more effective in disseminating information to our national team programs, because we have the talent in Trinidad. Right now, our women's team, they are extremely talented. They're probably, I think, in my opinion, more talented than the group that qualified for the World Championships in 2017. So we just need to put the proper structures in place and the proper coaches in place, so we'll be able to achieve a lot more than just qualify for the World Championships once in a lifetime, like once every 20 years. It needs to be more consistent. So
Right.
we are looking for a more sustainable model and a more effective approach to getting our coaches ready and the national team selectees ready to participate at a high level.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because since the World Championships, both World Championships, women and men, 17 and 18, 2017, 2018, we've fallen badly in the rankings. So how do you plan now to, re-energize, reinvigorate Trinidad and Tobago volleyball back up the rankings?
Well, one of the things we have been looking at really is looking at reorganizing and restructuring our foundation, and that is already through our schools volleyball. If we do not have an effective feeder system, then we'll always be trying to look for a situation where we're trying to still train players, and they're not at the level that we need them to be at a particular point in time. So what we're trying to do is really look at creating a scenario where we have a more competitive and more effective school volleyball approach. This is something I've been working on together with other members of the Trinidad and Tobago Volleyball Federation, Mr. Mustaq Mohammed, Mr. Damian Stewart. We have really looked at analyzing schools volleyball and seeing where we could create and select our elite athletes to continue training. One of the things that we are really looking at is developing a national training developmental program where we could take these elite athletes and have them really work at a higher level. So when it's time to transition into various national teams, it's much easier because they would have already acquired the sort of technical and tactical abilities to be more effective at the international level. So that's what we have been working on. Also, we have in beach volleyball, we have the Commonwealth Games hopefully coming in 2021, and Trinidad is the host of the Commonwealth Games, is under 20. So we're really looking at also the beach volleyball part of it, trying to create some sort of sustainability for beach volleyball also. So it's a lot of work, but we need to not be in a situation where we are caught napping if the opportunities are there for our national team to move on to the next level.
Right. Partnering with international associations, how do you see this working out in the near future?
Well, I'm also the FIVB Regional Coordinator. So one of my duties, I travel to various countries within the Caribbean region, and we partner with our national federations to develop players, teams, coaches, and really try to market the sport in a way that would be very, effective. So that's one of the things that we have been looking at. So one of my duties when I came to Trinidad and Tobago in January was to really look at the way national teams were training, and together with our FIVB coach here in Trinidad, our resident FIVB coach here in Trinidad, Francisco Cruz, who has done a tremendous job with our national teams, female teams. Then we have some other coaches. We are really looking to create a scenario where we are developing a more sustainable structure for volleyball in Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. Dr. Trevor, I really appreciate your time talking us through what would be major changes that will hopefully take effect in Trinidad and Tobago volleyball and create a pathway towards success. Good luck. Please stay safe during the pandemic.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for having me again.
I appreciate your time this morning.